Hey guys, welcome to the Solution Architect channel. And this is, I think, the second last video of the basics, HTML basics. Then we'll go a little bit more in detail, but I want to get to WordPress. I want to show you how to actually start a website and running it in WordPress. But let's finish this. This is for JS files, external files from your web page, and also very basic menu item that you can create. I'll show you that in an example after this theory. So let's just jump into the theory here. What is a JS file? It's an external JavaScript file from your web page. You reference it within your web page or multiple pages. The reason for using an external file is to actually reuse that same code in JavaScript code in multiple pages, and that promotes reusability. What we will get at the end of this the video, the last bit, I will get to show you an interactive menu that will look like this. So we will go into that example right now. So let's first just create an external file, and then I'll show you how the menu is created. And I will leave the code in the description, or a link to the code in the description below. Let's jump into this. Okay, so the first example, just go back into your Visual Studio Code if you are following what I'm actually doing, or just watching, I'm not sure. But what I want to do right now is just move the script to an external file. This JavaScript here, and that's in a function. So let's create, I'm going to right click here and add new file. Let's call that just simple.js, and Visual Studio Code will automatically recognize this as a JavaScript file. Let's go back to our, I think it was this HTML here. Just gonna cut this, Control X, go to my JavaScript and just paste this, Control V, and just indentation this going back there. So what you need to do back into your HTML, you need to reference this, and basically what you have to do is just reference the source of JavaScript, and that is our file that we call simple.js. And that's basically all you have to do to be able to reference an external file. So it's really simple, it's not rocket science. So let's just run this. And it still needs to work. So that will call that function that I just moved into that. Okay, so the next step is we will jump into the code where I'll show you how to do a proper menu. I've done some pre-work on this, so I will copy and paste some of those things in here just to show you what I've done. Okay, the first thing we do is just let's create a new style sheet. I'm just going to call it menu style sheet, menu style.css. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste what I've got inside here. And this is to set the style of the menu. It's very roughly just the item list. The item, just to put so this is going to be the font size. It's going to float to the left, and no padding on that. And for the A tag, this is the color scheme, the background that it's going to be on that. And then when you hover over, so a.hover means when you hover your mouse over it, it will change the color to dark blue. And then for your dividers, it will have this color, that border, and then the divider A tag is going to look like this. So it's very, it's very simple. Just have some padding around it in the background color. So this is for the divider is the drop-down list. And then also when you hover over that, it will also change the color. So this is how you do that in your style sheet. The next thing we need to change, add some stuff on our JavaScript here. And what I think I need to do is not to break up this one. I'm going to just copy and paste and create a new HTML file. Copy, paste, and this, let's call this, let's rename it to index menus, and I'll leave this code as a link down in the description below. So let's change the JavaScript, go to JavaScript, and I don't need this function anymore. Oh, I can leave it in here. I'm just going to add more to my JavaScript. Also things that I've done prior to this, just leave that function. It's not going to make a difference. So this is a few variables that I set in the top here. This is to open the hidden layer of the menu, and this function is to close the showed layer. So when it's going up, it will hide it again. And then this is to close the timer, and this is to cancel the close timer, and this is an on-click event for the document. So don't worry too much about it. These functions are just in connection with what we're going to do on our HTML page. So let's go back here, and I'm just going to copy paste what I've done. Okay, I'm going to put it just below the header. Yeah, and before we run this, we need to reference our new style sheet here as well. Otherwise, you won't see any style around it. So we're just going to add another link here, and we call it our menu style. If you don't put that in, it won't run. And we have our JavaScript already referenced. So this is just the code it will call. So when you hover over it with your mouse, this is the event. On mouse over, it will call the menu open function that's in your JavaScript. And on the mouse out, so when you leave it, it will call the menu close time. So this one will hover. So this is the events for that specific item, for the home item. And it will bring up a menu, and the menu will have adopt and animal photos in there. You see, I've already got a link to my cutepuppies.html file, and then I've got an about, and I've got nothing in there. I just want to show you the menu. So let's just run this. Right click, File Explorer, run, and it's again my other screen, and this is the menu item. Okay, so if you click on animal, this will move there, and this will probably go to the wrong one because I haven't changed. Let's just do that quickly. On the cute puppies, it needs to return to my index menus. So index menus. Okay, and let's just go back to, have to refresh this, otherwise it won't work. Go back and then go back to my home page. So this is just a very quick introduction to menus and how you can create a menu. I'll leave the code down in the description, and what I'm going to work on next, I'm going to show you what is bootstrapping and responsive web design. When I'm done with that, I'm going to start a new series on WordPress. And if you understand the basics, what I've showed you here, you'll be able to understand what WordPress is doing. If you just go jump into WordPress, you don't know what's happening in the background really, and you can't really go and manipulate things because you don't understand that. There's a lot of people going and just create a WordPress website that they use a template, which is fine if you just want to have normal content. If you really want to start manipulating stuff within your web page, you need to understand these basics to go into that advanced development on HTML. Thank you very much for watching. I'll bring out the next videos in the next few days, but thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you find this very helpful and you think someone else can help, benefit from this, please share. Thank you very much and see you next time.